3. We are grateful guys. We are grateful guys. We are grateful. We are grateful guys. We are grateful guys. We are grateful guys. We are grateful. Welcome to the show.
Hey, it's Grateful Guys. Think maybe we could call this the flying by the seat of our pants episode. Right now it's just Bart on the mic. Kurt's wrestling with the window.
I think we're good.
Kent's not here.
No.
But he's supposed to show up at some point.
Kent's got a different schedule than America, and right now he's even 5 minutes behind his own schedule.
At least.
He's at the bar.
Really? So he's gonna show up drunk?
I don't know.
That's part of the Grateful Guys code, right? No substance use before recording?
It's not on the list yet.
Well, where's Kent to write that one down?
That's why it isn't on the list.
We better not give Kent the pad this week, or he'll just doodle the whole time and not talk.
Yeah, I actually, when we re-listened to the shows, we add to the statistics online. They may not all be fresh listens. They might be a few from me and a few from Bart. But I listened to the shows, and, I was a little hard on Kent for his listener approach. It's kind of cool, but it doesn't work well with a podcast.
No. He brings a relaxed attitude to the show, which I appreciate, but he takes it too far. He just sits like a lump of shit on the couch and doesn't do anything. And if that's relaxed, we don't need it on this show.
And that is part of the Grateful Guys episode code. As far as I know, one of the final rules we established was, this is Grateful Guys, this isn't two cool guys and a piece of shit, or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
If Ken were here, he would have the notebook to read that one back to us.
We're kind of lost without him, without the notebook.
Yeah. Maybe we could just prop up the notebook where Kent usually sits, and his function would be served.
There is a set of headphones sort of sadly in his seat.
Can that be the picture for the episode?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
Well, it's my turn to host. This is 111, right?
111
episode.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you keeping track at home. I came into the apartment, and what was the first thing I said? I said, I'm flying by the seat of my pants.
You did.
Today, and it's literally like God has grabbed me by the back pocket of my jeans and is just whipping me around all over today.
Mm-hmm.
I know when we first started doing this podcast, you were pretty busy all the time. Like, you were always talking about how you were always having stuff to do, and I don't know, has your life cooled down a bit? Is not as much going on?
No, I just try to ease it out of the podcast. I don't want to stress our listeners out. I got a little feedback from one listener in particular that said, once I was heard saying how stressed out I was all the time, he just constantly heard himself saying how stressed out he was all the time. And if that's the kind of influence that the podcast has to some of our few listeners, I'm not interested in that.
Yeah, that is not what we want.
No, but since you ask, I was very busy today. I had to do some work on my vehicle. Sort of a common thing for hard-working folk. You can't afford to bring it to the mechanic.
Mm. Yeah, you had something with your alternator, was that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So it's my turn to host this week, and what I wanted to the issue I wanted to deal with today is the fact that I think we may be losing our number 2 listener, Shangila.
Really?
Yeah, hasn't been too enthused about the last couple episodes. He that one where we spend some time at Kent's house with his family. He wasn't too into that one. He said he felt ill at ease listening to that episode. Michelle was here.
That's okay. I don't want him to feel ill at ease. But you know, the whole Grateful Guys experience, like you said, I mean, if we didn't want it to be uncomfortable, if we wanted it to not be uncomfortable, butt stuff would have been ruled out first thing.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I don't want to push any listeners away. What I want Shangila to do is take that uncomfortableness and allow it to be the sour to put the potentially next episode sweet.
Right. Meaning this episode.
If it was the last episode that upset him, yeah.
I haven't even told you what he said about last week's episode.
Mm-hmm.
He said he felt like he wasn't part of the gang. He felt like we were totally leaving him out. He was not part of the conversation.
I definitely don't want him to feel that way. I've reconnected with him recently. He hasn't told me any of this.
Yeah, I think maybe he's only comfortable revealing this to me, because he knows that you're emotional guy and your feelings get hurt really easily. So he probably didn't want to say anything to you.
You know, being cool is important to me.
Right. So I thought I'd bring it up on the show. So if you did feel any hurt emotions regarding Sangila's feelings about the last couple episodes, you could express that sadness.
I do feel sadness. I just told him the other day. I asked him if he had read A Stranger in a Strange Land, which you had introduced to me years ago.
He's disgusted by that book.
He doesn't like it.
He doesn't like it.
No, he has a good point. I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't read the book. I listened to the audio tape.
Just the soundtrack?
I did. No, like a recording, and even the recording stayed true to this very misogynistic, private eye in the 1940s and 50s. You know, dames and babes and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So he was onto something. But my whole point was there's a very interesting part of that book where what's his name? Michael J. Valentine.
That
The main
sounds right.
character, something like
Mm-hmm.
that. The nurse comes in and gives him a glass of water, and he sees it as a ceremony, the water ceremony. And so for the rest of the story that I'd heard, I didn't finish it, he refers to her often in times of endearment as his water brother. And I told Shangila that I feel like we're water brothers.
Did he respond positively to that?
I think with a little bit of persuasion, he understood where I was coming from. You know, the thing about Shangila is he's got a broad spectrum. So you throw something like that out there, he could be seeing it from a couple few hundred different angles.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
sometimes you got to clarify.
He's kind of out there in the atmosphere, seeing all sides at once.
Yeah, micro, macro, you know? That's
Mhm.
what I love about him. I want him, he is part of the gang, you know? We never thanked him for recording your concert. Thanks.
Thanks, Shangila.
Yeah, that was good.
And thanks for all those helpful texts you send to, guide me in the right direction with this show. Like, I feel like this would be a completely different show if it weren't for your words of advice.
Yeah, I heard about him listening to the show with his dad while they painted together, and that's like, we could just stop making the show. That's pretty much the intended purpose,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's when he stopped listening or stopped enjoying the show, was when he made that connection with his father, and he was like, I don't really need Grateful Guys anymore.
I think we're all sort of here to make that connection with Shangila's father.
Well, anyway, my what I want to do this episode, and we've actually done what I set out to do with this episode already, and that's to make sure Shangila feels included. So I want to talk about some stuff that he wants to hear about.
Great.
Yeah. Here's a song.
Shangila, don't you all wish that you just had a friend as cool as Shangila? Red Fox, Shangila.
I always wish that I had a friend as cool as Shangila.
I know. I made that for him.
So I wanted to talk about some stuff that Shangila likes. I don't know, is there anything that comes to mind for you in particular, Kurt?
Communication.
Yeah.
Dude likes to talk.
Yeah. And not just verbally, not just with mouths and ears, but with hearts and minds. That's how he likes to communicate.
Mm-hmm. I've recently discovered, or not discovered, I don't want to sound like a prick. But I recently realized, it's important to remember that the mind is in the heart. The heart is not in the mind. Or at least, maybe look at things that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if you were to go to the emergency room and get a full body X-ray, you'd see that the heart and the mind are, in two very different places. But I think what you're saying is completely true.
Well, metaphorically, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. I wish Kent were here.
You do?
Yeah.
He's running behind. I mean, well, let's get real. It's 3:02. He said he'd be here at 2:45. He's 17 minutes behind. And he was supposed to show up late.
Mm-hmm.
On purpose.
Oh, that was part of the plan?
Well, he made it sound like it was, a shtick.
Oh.
But he was really just using the shtick as the excuse to just not be here for the time that we discussed.
I thought he was just saying, oh, you guys don't think I contribute much anyway, so you might as well start without me if I'm not here. That it was that sort of thing.
You could be absolutely right. I mean, I know for a fact that I just want Kent to have a good time, and I gotta tell you, when he's not here, it seems when he's here and he's off other places at the bars having good times, it feels like he's not having a good time here,
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have him here, sitting in his seat, and not be here, than be somewhere else and not here.
Especially for the podcast.
Exactly.
I mean, I can't think of a better time for him to be here for this than while we're doing it.
Yeah. I mean, this would be the exact time. Right now.
Well, sure. Boy, maybe even 18, 19 minutes ago could have been better.
But if he were here, he would tell us a story about something that happened in his life, I bet, right now.
Yeah. You want to have you want to do like a moment of silence?
No. I want to get back into our friend Shangila and stuff that he likes. And one thing that I know he likes is the X-Men.
The comic books?
The comic books. The X-Men.
Right. Yeah, and Swamp Thing.
Yeah, he's been reading Swamp Thing lately.
Right.
That's a recent obsession, but X-Men has been a lifelong obsession.
Yeah.
And if you had to guess what Shangila's favorite character was, who would you think Shangila's favorite X-Men was?
I mean, I guess it's probably a little bit of a selfish guess, but I'm going to say Kurt Wagnit's the Nightcrawler.
Did you know that?
No, that was a guess.
That's it.
I guessed only on the fact that that's my name. And Nightcrawler's pretty cool.
Maybe that's why Shangila likes you so much.
We're cut from the same cord.
I never put those two together. And,
well, let me ask you, Bart, if you were to guess what his second favorite X-Men character would be, what would it be?
Kitty Pryde?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm saying Kitty Pryde because Shangila and I have a connection and I really like Kitty Pryde. So I feel like, we probably would come down and on the same things in the same way.
She's a transporter?
She's phases. She runs through walls and stuff.
She can send people back in time, in their minds?
Yeah, if you've seen the movie, that last one, that last shitty one that everyone liked, what was it called? Days of Future Past?
It should have been called Just Watch the Scene with Quicksilver in it because it's super cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the only good thing in that movie. Besides Jennifer Lawrence's acting. I miss Kent. What's going on? This feels totally wrong.
It doesn't feel wrong, but it doesn't feel right.
I can't do it. I can't go on. This.
I mean, we can pause the recording.
No, we're not going to pause the recording. I'm going to, maybe with a little background music, I'll feel
I told you to
better.
use this. Yeah, this is the one. It sounds a little loud, but it'll be good.
Yeah. Can I lower it?
I don't know. Do you need to? Maybe we just need to speak up.
Or maybe we should just think about what the birds are saying.
Let's listen to this just straight for a minute. Let's kill the mic. Just for thoughts. Yeah.
This is a weird episode. This is not going to be remembered as one of our finest moments. This
That's
episode.
okay. You know, the show's about real life.
And that's what we're experiencing right now. Real life, and all its trials and tribulations.
Sometimes it's boring.
All its heartache, all its boredom.
Sometimes Kent's not here. You know? I mean, I don't see why our listeners think they're so privileged that they can get Kent all the time. I mean, I've come up with these theories before. Everybody loves Kent. I've come around to it.
That's why I do these shows. It's like I have this set period of time I get to hang out with Kent for a little bit, and that's why I'm here. And Kent's not even here.
No, he's at the bar.
I'm so upset about this experience that I'm even drinking Pepsi Cola. And you know I hate Pepsi Cola.
You kept calling it Coke right up until I finished pouring it, which is fine, but it is Pepsi.
It's not good enough for me.
That's what we keep in this house.
But today it's good enough.
Oh, you know, it's definitely not a Coca-Cola day without Kent here.
He left some candy. He always likes to chew on his candy while he's doing the show. Maybe I'll chew on a little candy. It'll be like Kent's here. We got some chewy lemon heads. You want one of these?
Yeah, I do.
You want red or orange?
Orange, please.
I'll take the red.
All right. Really, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, reminds me of just kind of late nights with friends. You know, snacks.
Reminds me of when Kent's here.
Mm-hmm. I know it's like the taste that I'm getting. I can usually smell on his breath, mixed in with like a salty. It's kind of a salty foot smell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that, which is nice, but I do smell the chewy lemon heads in my mouth. Big shout out to Lemonheads.
You think he's got sweaty feet because he's pretty stressed out when he's doing this show? Is that why you're smelling the salty, sweaty sweetness?
According to Kent, I don't know. To answer your question part, no, I don't think he's stressed out during this show. I think sometimes he doesn't even care at all. I think he's made that clear. I think he's made it clear by being over 20 minutes late today.
23.
Yeah, no, definitely, like a good over 20 minutes. But my point is you know, when he gets home, he's got to he's got to let the dogs breathe. Because of the day. Because of the stressful day. Not because of him being here hanging out with us. Or the show. From the day. From the everyday, ordinary kind of life stuff.
Well, he's coming home from work because he works on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Most people have a Sunday off,
Mm-hmm.
not Kent. So when we're recording the show, he's been working all day.
Well, he's been home already.
Yeah, and he's been home already.
He came home specifically to drink a beer before he went to the bar.
It's like, what the fuck? He made an excuse the other night to not have to go to the bar. Oh, is there a lady involved?
No, this is like a company birthday party. This is work related, technically. It's a very gray area because it's a bar birthday party. I mean, if you ask me if it's going to be a work related birthday party, it might as well be in the establishment that you work in.
Do you think there's a lady from work there that he's got his eyeballs on? Maybe he wants to see what happens if this young woman has had a little bit to drink.
If he shows up here with a girl from the bar, I'm going to be very upset. I mean, he hasn't brought a guest yet.
Yeah, I mean we'll have to embrace her because we brought our guests and Kent has embraced our guests.
Well, he has, yeah. No, you're right. You're right. You know, I came up with a code while we were sort of more of a hashtag, but it's for the episode code, and it rhymes.
Go ahead.
There's two different versions. Don't be hateful, be grateful is the first version, and then the hashtag version is grateful, not hateful.
And when would you use the hashtag version? Like what would the context be?
Really, I mean, you could do it online. You could do it in conversation, text messaging. I mean, really,
Could you tweet it?
You could tweet it. You could absolutely tweet it. I mean, really, anything. Once you're online, you can do anything with a hashtag. But really, I mean, the important part is it's. You know, for a second I was upset that Kent wasn't here. And I realized I'm being hateful. I gotta be grateful. I'm grateful that he's coming back. It's just now it's pushing on 25, 30 minutes that he's running behind here. I mean, that's just from when we started the podcast because we were supposed to start at what, 2:15?
2:20.
2:20. So he was.
So you had that extra 5 minutes.
At least.
At least.
Yeah.
You like David Bowie?
The musician or the actor?
Yeah, the guy who both sings and acts in movies.
Yeah, you know, I saw The Labyrinth. Definitely, he was cool in that.
Goblin King.
A little too much of a cod piece, if you know what I mean.
Are you talking about his costume or his attitude?
Well, I think when you're wearing a cod piece of that magnitude, it affects your attitude.
I think you're right. You know who likes David Bowie? Shangela.
As the actor?
As I would say more as the musician and as just the pop icon. And I think it's a fairly new passion for him.
Shuggy Stardust. She's what was the character?
Ziggy Stardust?
Yeah.
And the Spiders from Mars?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's cool.
Yep. Have you ever seen The Man Who Fell to Earth?
I did. That movie made me uncomfortable.
It's an uncomfortable movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this guy falls to Earth. He's from another planet. He has to bring water back to his family.
Mm. Okay. We're hot.
So it's the same guy that did that to us last time, huh?
Yeah.
Not to name any names, because I remember listening to that podcast where this person called and interrupted our podcast, and he seemed a little upset with me for talking smack about that person who interrupted.
But we don't want to mention any names.
Okay, so all right, fair enough.
But we were in midstream, if you will, about The Man Who Fell to Earth.
So he's got to bring water back to his family on this planet that's experiencing a planetary drought, and he just can't get his shit together to do it.
A spoiler alert for one thing. Secondly, you know, I think that's cool because that reminds me of Water Brothers.
Maybe that's part of what Shangela sees in the movie. I mean, there's definitely a water connection there. I'm a Pisces. That's a water sign. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Are we
You're at the
talking about that?
end of February. I'm towards the beginning of March.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I never put two and two together.
No. I mean, I never really think to ask that sort of thing.
I wonder what sign Shangela is. Think he's a water sign?
Probably Pisces.
What are the water signs? So there's like fire, earth, water, and air, and there are 12 signs of the zodiac. So there got to be at least 2 other water signs. What would they be?
Oh.
The crab? What's
Yeah,
the crab?
Cancer. Cancer. Aquarius.
Aquarius? Yeah, Aquarius has got to be, right?
Yeah.
I don't even... What is an Aquarius?
What's Kent? June. Beginning of June. June or July. June 8th. July 9th, 8th.
I wish we could have listeners call in and tell us.
Yeah, that's... We don't have the funds for that. I mean, I'm happy to be doing the podcast the way that we're doing it, but I really wish we had a few more things. Sometimes I think about how the other things we could do with the podcast.
Some other things that Shangila likes. Let me see. I know he likes Shakespeare. He likes poetry in general, and I know the iambic pentameter that Shakespeare writes in is he's fond of that.
Mm-hmm.
You ever read any Shakespeare?
I read. I was very, very heavy into Romeo and Juliet as a teenager.
You're a tragic romantic for sure.
Yeah.
I've always known that about you.
Yeah. Used to be.
I always liked Measure for Measure.
Go ahead.
No, that's it.
Oh, I have some poems I could try and find. Maybe even one about a red fox.
Yeah.
It would take me a second though. You'd have to be alone.
Solo? I can't lead this. I can't lead this podcast all by myself.
You don't have like a story you could tell, or
I don't tell stories. Have you ever noticed? Have you ever gone back and listened to the podcast and tried to find Bart's stories?
I don't want to make you uncomfortable, but
'Cause
I
there
heard a
aren't
story
any.
about you throwing up on the subway.
Yeah, but I didn't even tell that one very well. I just gave the bare bones outline of some things that happened, and I tried to convince you guys it was a story. But really, there was just some brown throw up on a train, and that was the whole story.
So I should not go and look for the poetry.
I can't do it alone. You know, like you said last week. You do it yourself doesn't necessarily mean go it alone.
Let's try something. I'm gonna continue to be in the podcast, but from about 2 rooms over. I'll still be on air. I'll shout it out.
Okay.
Because I mean, we're struggling here, Bart. We need the poems for content.
All right. Well,
Okay.
I'll tell a story.
Yeah.
While you're
Okay.
doing it, because I'm known for being a storyteller.
Right.
And so one day Shangila said to me, "Have you ever read the comic book series Sandman by Neil Gaiman?"
Yeah, okay.
And I was like, I tried. I read the first couple books, and I just didn't like it. I thought Neil Gaiman seemed really full of himself. I just couldn't get into it. I felt like Neil Gaiman was just trying to impress people with how he knows a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
And but I was like, I know it's important to read Sandman. So if you're gonna read Sandman right now, I'm gonna read it with you. So we had a little book club, just the 2 of us, me and Shangila, and we read every book of Sandman, 10 books.
I can't believe he said that.
It was an amazing experience. I'll never forget the couple months we spent reading those books together. It was we talked a lot about art and life.
Yeah, no, I definitely thought about that before.
And feelings and death and rebirth and gods and humanity and the function of humanity in the world of gods and the function of gods in the world of humanity.
No, I only went there a couple times.
and we just we had a good time talking about these comic books. Hey Kurt, you ever read any comic books?
No. Well, yeah.
Okay, Kurt's back.
So I did find them. I found the poems, and I'm gonna scan. This is a little journal I made. Let's see here. We got a gorilla, fires, a tiger, eagle, a mustache. Okay, here we go. This might not be about a fox. With the ground at his feet, the fox stood among the sky, with his silhouette in my eye, ready to die, all in his camouflage and discreet.
Where's Ken? Where the hell is Ken?
Well, give me a second chance. I mean, I've gotta. You might. This one's for you. This one will be for you, Bart.
Okay.
My mustache is thick. No, it's no trick. The hairs on my lip grow down to the rip, where out my words do drip.
I remember you were writing a series of beard poems. Was that part of your?
Yeah, no, I'll give you a
beard
second.
series?
I'll give you that's one. That was 1 out of 2. A beard of a man can warm his chin, but wet his chin has never been, as his beard keeps dry all things that have been.
So pretty much you're focused on beards and moisture and liquids as they interact with hairs and a beard.
I mean, my poetry goes in many directions. I try and look at things like, for example, the chair that's tired isn't first hired, but one seat that's sat is ready to be fired. That's a comedy poem.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a nursery rhyme. I'd like to see that in the next edition of Mother Goose that they print.
I'll finish it with this. To talk that talk and keep that composure. To wish to walk that walk and lessen that exposure.
Yeah.
That is a nursery rhyme.
I almost knew you were going to finish that poem with the word exposure.
I've got one more final poem. The center of the maze is the view, even though without a toe, the high cement walls are infinite miles to pursue.
I don't even know what you said.
There's a second part. When everyone's on the shoreline, it's me in the water, fluid movements of teeter-totter. Is it my body or not mine? That's the last one. For now.
I would have ended that one with the word daughter. That's where I thought that one was going.
Well, it was free verse.
I like poems that rhyme.
I'll work on more ones that rhyme.
More beards, more rhymes.
The mustache one rhymed pretty good. So.
So this song just loops that we're listening to right now.
Yeah,
There's no real beginning or end. It just kind of goes on and on.
Yeah, it won't stop. Yeah.
So some other stuff that Shangila likes is he likes bald eagles.
I am aware of that.
I wish I had a story about Shangila and bald eagles, but I just don't have one.
Well, I could tell you a story about Shangila and bald eagles.
Oh yeah?
We were talking one day and as he put it, we were casting tall shadows together. And I was talking about, Bart, can you put down the inspirational music? Wait,
No, not that one.
yeah, not that one, but that's better. As he would have put it, we're casting tall shadows together. And I was telling him about my stuff. Not my butt stuff. I was telling him about how it's a blessing and a curse, to be able to talk to people, to really talk to them and get them to open up. And really how the opposite end of that is that I tell people I don't really know everything about my life. But sometimes it works out because they tell me stuff they might have never told anybody before, and what do I care? It's just good for them to get it out. But when I said that to Shangila, he said, Kurt, there's a bald eagle just flew by, and he looked down at us, he just kept on flying.
I'm turning the inspirational music off.
Okay.
Not that that wasn't an that was an inspirational story. The music helped. What was that about a bald eagle? Something?
Hey guys, Ken. I'm gonna pretend to be Ken. Hey guys, I'm back from the bar. Well, hey Ken, how was the bar? Well, I got drunk.
It's not the same. I think
Well, you
everybody
got-
out there knows that it's not really Kent.
You gotta be willing to participate to help maybe make it seem more realistic. I did two
I'm
voices.
just too hopping man.
I did two voices to try and make it believable. And I think Kurt did a good job.
Yeah, it's a great job. Hey Kent,
Yeah.
where the hell is Kent?
Well, I was down at the bar having a beer, keep looking at this girl I'm interested in. What'd you do today, Bart?
I went to a birthday party.
You've been going to a lot of those lately, huh?
Yeah.
How old you turn?
5, 6.
Well, I remember when I was 6 years old, my mom didn't tell me to do anything for advice, and my dad just was pretty much there.
You didn't really talk about your feelings a whole lot, huh?
Well, no, I mean, come on, guys. I talk about my surface feelings. Well, Ken, you gotta get into it a little more than that. I mean, you gotta be willing to give us a little bit of a deeper input. Well, I mean, I know what you mean, Kurt, but I'm not willing to talk about my feelings in front of Bart when he gets upset when I ask him questions about where he was today.
This is bullshit. I'm not buying it. This is Grateful Guys. It's not bullshit, guys. Wasn't that one of the rules? And this is bullshit.
Would you want me to look in that notebook?
Yeah, look in the notebook.
Well, it says here.
I keep hearing this door opening and closing. I think that's Kent. What is that? What's that noise?
I'm right here. I just got back from the bar.
I think I like Kurt Kent even less than I like Kent Kent.
Kurt's known me for years.
Yeah. Yeah, you grown old together?
I've known
Two
him.
years?
I've known him for years. Seems to me like you're being a little hateful, and I'm trying my best.
No, you're doing a great job. You're doing a really great fucking job.
I don't know what else I can do besides stopping the show, pleading on the phone with Kent to get up here immediately. Other than I can pretend to be Kent for a while.
You should have just taken that call from Tegan. Could we put him on the air and while you're talking to him?
We could call him on your phone.
Yeah. I don't want to talk to Tegan.
I don't want to talk to Tegan either.
Maybe we should just replace Kent
Well, wait, what do you mean, guys?
with Tegan.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Tegan doesn't really listen to this show that much. Yeah, he doesn't really even listen to the show that much.
We have 6 minutes left in this show. 6.
Well, what do you want to do?
I've had plenty of material, but it all involves Kent being here.
I mean, that's a little hurtful. I've been here the whole time.
Yeah, you've been great. You read poetry. So some other stuff that Shangila likes is he likes
Wait. Who's Shangila? I just got here.
he likes going for walks with his dog.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like dogs?
Do I like dogs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dogs are cool.
Well, how come you don't have a dog?
Good question.
Your mom's got some dogs.
Mm-hmm.
What are their names? Do you
Wolfie.
even know? What?
5 minutes left.
Oh, perfect timing!
Wait. Quiet, everybody.
Sorry, boys. I go pee.
What do you... Ken,
Yeah,
you ready to do the podcast?
I'm in.
How much time we got left?
4 minutes.
Perfect.
5 minutes.
I didn't even see Bart's car. I was a little worried.
You're so much later than you said you'd be.
I know.
What were you thinking?
I wasn't.
The pee's still coming out.
Oh,
How many beers did you have, Kent?
Like 4?
4.
4 tall boys, though.
For $1?
$13.
We thought you'd bring a lady home with you.
No, that's only nighttime.
This is a daytime.
Yeah, you don't do
Well,
it.
we thought maybe she could be a guest on our show.
No way, man. Oh, what are you talking about? 3 minutes?
4 minutes. 4 minutes.
Sorry, I'm late.
So, what's your fondest memory of Shangela?
The other day-
I told you I don't know. I don't really know who he is.
Real Kent this time.
Real Kent, I don't know him that well, but the other day I was leaving a house. I was supposed to what I watched the dogs. I wasn't just supposed to. I did it. But I was driving home and I saw him walking his golden retriever down the street.
That's amazing.
No leash. He's got that dog trained so well.
It's
He's
a cool-
walking down Main Street, Brunswick.
It's a cool dog.
No leash.
And people drive fast on that road.
Yeah,
a lot
now-
faster than they should.
I'm down in the 35-mile-an-hour section too.
Just cruising.
I'm cruising, and
Yeah.
I see him, and you were telling me about how he's all like super observant, knows everything that's going on. Oh, there's an eagle over here. I didn't even see it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't see me. I saw him.
Mhm.
You think he's observant? I got that dude.
Well, he's out in the atmosphere. He's everywhere.
I was part of the atmosphere. He didn't notice me. I noticed him.
I bet the
Not
thing is,
observant.
Kent, is I bet he did notice you.
You think he did?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
You have this quality about you that everybody wants to look at you.
It's true, but I wasn't sleeping at the time.
Oh, you were driving.
I was driving. I was awake.
Maybe he didn't.
But anyways, that's probably my favorite memory. He was just walking down the street.
Sometimes he
enjoying
doesn't
the
like to be
rays.
noticed when he's on the street. I know he's a jogger. I could have mentioned that as something that Shangela likes to do. He jogs, but
He was walking.
well, but okay. He was walking this time, but he's told me before how when people see him jogging on the street, next time they see him, they're like, "Hey, I saw you jogging," and
He's like, "Don't look at me."
and he's like, I don't know what to respond.
You say okay.
Okay,
Like a normal person. Just say
Yeah.
okay.
but
Sorry,
get it. I get
I'm coming in real hot. I'm sorry, guys. Let me calm
It's
down.
okay. It's okay.
I gotta go back to the bar.
After this,
Yeah, to get out of there, I had to say I'll come right back.
then you could have gotten out of it a lot earlier if you were coming back.
I'll be honest. I looked at my phone and all of a sudden it was like 3:15. I was like, guys, I gotta go.
Do you ever set a timer on your phone or an alarm or anything?
If I'm cooking something,
Mhm.
or if like it's something really like my laundry's in the washer and I gotta remember to go pick it up.
Like it's something really important.
If it's something really important, I'll set a timer.
Mm-hmm.
And you know Kent and booze. He's a responsible guy, but every beer you get in him,
I get
the
a little
less responsibility he
yeah.
takes for his actions.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a lot like the rest of us in that respect. But
You get 4 PBRs in me and
Tall boys.
4 tall boy PBRs. I'm gonna forget. But I'm glad I made it. I got here and I saw Bart's car was gone and I thought, oh my god,
I walked here.
they're gonna be so mad at me.
I was flying by the seat of my pants today.
You would have missed it if we had started on time.
Perfect. So wait a second, you're saying this is sort of like I hosted today because you didn't prepare anything. You didn't do anything. You didn't do any work.
You guys both came in hot today, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've been kind of doing my own thing.
I got an excuse for coming in hot.
Sure.
What's your excuse?
My excuse, my folks are in town.
Oh.
The guy's flying by the seat of his pants.
Yeah,
Your
got things. I was
folks?
at birthday parties. I was
Whose birthday?
A friend of my son's.
That sounds made up to me.
6-year-old birthday party.
You can't even come up with a name. Can't even make up a name.
I don't want people at home to know my son's name.
He's protecting anonymity, dude.
As I would hope that Spencer would protect mine if he were ever in a similar situation.
I'm totally okay with that, but maybe next time tell your wife not to out me as a white male. I was trying to protect my anonymity.
You get a little truth serum in the guy, and he lets it fly.
I love you guys.
We are grateful guys. We are grateful guys. We are grateful. We are grateful guys. We are